I'm going to do a quick recap of the day's lesson. If you want to, you can take notes in the original note document, but the main things I want you to take away I'll display at the end of the video. I think it would be a good idea, instead of just watching, to actually try and type these along with me, because then you can be confident that you'll be able to do it when it comes time to do the problems. So first, make sure that you are set up and that you have a program that displays something. Whenever you write a new program, you always want to start from a working state. So if this isn't working, go back and watch the first video about how to create your first working program. All right, so if this works, I want to explain a little bit more about what is this println statement. This ln stands for line, because there's another statement that's very similar, which is just print. The second thing I want to explain to you is what does \n do, and the third thing is what does \t do. So let me show you by giving you some examples of the commands and what they look like when they get used. So for a println statement, I'm going to display 3 stars, and then I'm going to do that 3 times. And when I run this program, down here in the console, you see that it looks just the way that it did up here. Down here, I've got 3 lines in my output, and here I've got 3 commands, and each command displays a new line down here. Okay, so what would happen if I made this one just a print statement? So let's run it again and I'll show you. So now, even though I have 3 print commands, I only have 2 lines of output. And the reason why is because if you just use print, what the command does is it will display whatever's between the double quotes. But then after it's done displaying those first 3 stars, it doesn't move the display cursor to the next line. So even though one line of code is done here, the output is just going to stay where it used to be. So then when the code moves to the next line and it's going to display 3 more stars, the next 3 stars display on the same line as the previous 3 stars, because there was nothing in this command that said to move the output cursor to the next line. So if I wanted to make these all say print, now all 3 statements are going to output on one line, because there's nothing to tell the cursor to move to the next line. So that's the difference between print and println. They both display what's inside the quotes, but when print displays it, it keeps the cursor on the line where it ended. For println, after it's done displaying, then it moves the cursor to a new line. Let's talk about \n and \t. So with a single command, I can actually create several lines of output, and I'll show you how. So when I run this program, it doesn't display one line of code. Instead, you see it displays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lines of output. So what it's done is it's displayed the first 3 stars, but then it doesn't actually display the letters \n. What it actually does is it treats this like a code. It's actually called an escape code. And the escape code means go to the next line. So the way you'd read this is 3 stars, go to the next line. Then 3 more stars, then go to the next line. Then 3 more stars, then go to the next line, and so on. What if we replace these with \t? \t is another escape character, and it means display a tab. So now when I run it, I know this looks like just a single space, but this is actually a tab. So just like last time, it's displaying stars, but then between each set of stars, it's displaying a tab. Okay, come back next video to see how to use some of these ideas.